3.5 question number 2 first.
3.5 question number 2 first. Just a minute. 3.5. Achha, this is in terms of A and B. The equation has infinite number of solutions, right? So infinite number of solutions, the condition is A1 upon A2. So 2 upon A minus B equals to 3 upon A plus B equals to 7 upon 7 upon this entire thing will become 3A plus B minus 2. I think I explained this question. Okay, so 2 upon A minus B, then I equate to 7 upon 3A plus B minus 2. Then apply the cross multiplication then you get the relation between A and B. One equation you will get it. Then second time you equate 3 upon A plus B equals to 7 upon 3A plus B minus 2. Again do the cross product. Then you'll get the equation number 2 in terms of A and B and solve those two equations. Here just you have to use infinite number of solution condition. Okay. If somebody is in line to join. Okay, now come to the 3.6 exercise. So here we have plenty of questions. Let me go to 3.6 exercise. Yeah, this is 3.6 exercise. There is a first question. In the first question, there are 8 sub questions. In second question, there are 3 word problems and 1 optional exercise. So I ask you to solve this optional exercise also. Do not leave it as a choice. Solve it because there are 2-3 questions of different types. Please go through it. Okay, still somehow joining. Now come to the 3.6 exercise. First question. Solve 1 by 2x plus 1 by 3y equals to 2. This is first equation. And 1 by 3x plus 1 by 2y equals to 13 upon 6. This is second equation. Generally, pair of linear equation which we discussed till today, all the x and y in the numerator, but now you see here x and y, both the terms are in the denominator. So if x and y both are in the denominator, then this is not the standard form of a pair of linear equation in two variables. So first what we have to do is, we have to convert this thing into a pair of linear equation in two variables. So what I do here is, I'll substitute this 1 by x as p and 1 by y as q. So let me rewrite this equation 1. How do I write? This is 1 by 2x, right? 1 by 2x, I can write it as 1 by 2 into 1 by x. Can we? And 1 by 3y, you can write it as 1 by 3 into 1 by y. This equals to 2 is here, so equals to 2 I have written here. Then next equation is 1 by 3x plus 1 by 2y. So this I will write it as 1 by 3 into 1 by x, that is 1 by 3x, plus 1 by 2y, I can write it as 1 by 2 into 1 by y, which is equals to 13 upon x. Just I am rewriting the same equation in different way. Now what I do here is 1 by 2 I will keep as it is here also. In place of 1 by x, I replace it as p. So you will get 1 by 2 into p plus this is 1 by 3 into y, 1 by y. So 1 by y I have taken as q. So it will come as 1 by 3 into q equals to 2. Now similarly this equation also I can rewrite it as, by substituting 1 by x and 1 by y as p and q. 1 by 3 into p plus 1 by 2 into q equals to 13 by 6. So here we just replace 1 by x as p and 1 by y as q. Now here you see 1 by 2 into p, it can be written as p by 2. Next 1 by 3 into q, which can be written as q by 3, which is equals to 2. Similarly, here also it will become p by 3 plus q by 2. That's what I have written here. P by 3 plus q by 2 equals to 13 upon 6. Now, if you have the different denominators, I think everybody knows how to take the LCM. LCM of 2 and 3 is going to be 6. So here LCM is 6. I have taken LCM. Now 3 multiply with P. So it is 3 times of P, which is 3P. Then 2 multiply with Q, which is 2 times of Q, 2Q equals to 12. Even here also LCM is going to be 6 because 3 and 2 are in the denominator. So LCM will be 6. So I have taken the LCM here as 6. So 2 again multiply with P, 3 multiply with Q. It is going to be 2P plus 3Q. So here I written 2P plus 3Q upon 6 equals to 13 upon 6. Now after from this equation, what I can write is, can I send this 6 to the right hand side? So this 6 will go as multiple of 2 if I send 6 to the right hand side. I think somebody is waiting. Here. So 3P plus 2Q equals to 6 to the 12. So this I call it as equation number 1. Now what about equation number 2? Here both the denominators are 6 and 6 is there. So both the denominators will get cancelled. So then what will be left out? 1 will be left out. So 1 you write or not, doesn't matter. So equation 2 is going to be 2P plus 3Q equals to 13. So here I have 2P plus 3Q equals to 13. So this is my equation number 2. What are coming this? Please be on time, students. Now, Deepak, you have a doubt how to use the elimination method. So I'm going to use the elimination method only. Now look here, equation 1 and 2. If I want to use the elimination method, and here I want to eliminate P. So I decided I have to eliminate P here. Look at the quotient of P in this equation, that is 3. And here the quotient of P is 2. How do I make them the quotients are same? Just multiply this equation with 2. So 2 3 is 6. And multiply this equation with 3. 3 2 is 6. That's how the equation of quotients of P are going to be same. So you have to decide equation 1 has to be multiplied with which number, and equation 2 has to be multiplied with which number. That's maybe you're feeling the difficulty there here only. How do I multiply? You can multiply with maybe 4. 4 3 is 12 here. You can multiply this with 6. 6 2 is 12. That also you can do. Or maybe you can multiply this with 8. 8 3 is 24. You can multiply this with 12. 12 2 is 24. It's up to you which constant you multiply. Your answer is going to be same. So here I decided multiply 1 with 2, equation 1 with 2, and equation 2 with 3. So this is my equation number 1. If I multiply with 2, you have to multiply each and every term. 2 3 is 6, which is 6P. Then 2 2 is here 2 multiply with 2Q, which is going to be 4Q. 2 multiply with 12, which is going to be 24. Now here equation 2 is multiplying with 3. So multiply this entire thing with 3. So 3 2 is 6P. Here you have 6P. 3 3 is 9, 9Q. 3 13 is 39. Now once you see 6P, this is also plus sign. Here also second equation also 6P. This is also positive sign. When you want to eliminate, I have to subtract them. So you have to interchange the signs. Plus 6P will become minus 6P. Plus 9Q will become minus 9Q. And plus 39 will become minus 39. Now 6P minus 6P will get cancelled. That will be 0. 4Q minus 9Q, which is minus 5Q. 24 minus 39. After changing the signs, 39 will become minus 39. So 24 minus 39 will be minus 15. If I simplify here, minus minus will get cancelled both the sides. 5 will get cancelled in 15 3 times. So Q value is going to be 3. After getting the q value, substitute q value either in equation 1 or in equation 2. Anywhere you can substitute out of these two equations, any one equation. So from equation 1, I have 3p, this is my equation 1, 3p plus 2 into, in place of q, I have to replace 3. So 3p plus 2q equals to 12. If I simplify this one, 2 3 just 6 will come here. If I bring 6 to the right hand side, it will become minus 6. 12 minus 6 is 6. You have 3p equals to 6, then p value is going to be 2. I have written here direct step. You can take pen, paper and solve it. So you got q value and you got p value, but my question is to find x and y values. Okay. So p value is 2, but p value I assumed as 1 by x. That is what my assumption in the first step. Let 1 by x equals to p, 1 by y equals to q. Now p value I got it as 2, so let me substitute p value as 2. So 1 by x equals to 2, then x is going to be 1 by 2, reciprocal. Q value is 3, that is 1 by y value is 3, then y value is going to be 1 by 3. So that's it, you got x value and y value. So can we use cross multiplication method? Yeah, you can use cross multiplication method. That's what I say repeatedly. Until unless they don't mention you have to use this method, you can use any method, whichever way you want to solve it, you can use. It is up to you. So can you once explain through cross multiplication method? Yeah, next example I'll come to the next cross multiplication method. Okay, this question is understood for everyone? Or still anyone has doubts? Okay, good. No for I think no doubt. I'll go for the next example. First question, second one. 2 upon root x plus 3 upon root y equals to 2. 4 upon root x minus 9 upon root y equals to minus 1. This is what I have to solve for x and y. So here my assumption is let 1 by root x equals to a and 1 by root y equals to b. Whatever the denominator x and y terms are there, that I have to take 1 upon. So you may ask, sir, why don't you take 2 upon root x as a? If I take 2 upon root x as a and 3 upon root y as b, then here I don't have 2 upon root x, right? Here I have 4 upon root x. For example, instead of 4, if I have 5 here, then what should I do? Okay, so that's why what I do here is I'll take 1 upon root x as a. I don't take any quotient, any constant other than 1 in the numerator, and 1 upon root y as b. Even if you observe in my previous question also, I have taken 1 upon x as p. Okay, so numerator it will always be 1 only. Now here also I skip the steps. This 2 upon root x, you can write it as 2 into 1 upon root x. 2 into 1 upon root x means 2a, and this is 3 into 1 upon root y, which is going to be 3b here, equals to 2. Now this is 4a minus 9b equals to minus 1. 4a minus 9b equals to minus 1. Now you definitely have a doubt maybe that here I did not get the numbers in the denominator. In the previous question, if you observe, here I have p by 2 plus q by 3. 2 and 3 are in the denominator. Here also 3 and 2 are in the denominator. But in this question, I have as a multiple 2a plus 3b equals to 2, 4a minus 9b equals to minus 1. So if you have any doubt why there is it in the denominator and here why it is as a quotient in the numerator, it's because of the given equation. You see the given equations here. Your 2 is in the denominator here in the first question. 3 is in the denominator. Here also 3 is in the denominator. Here also 2 is in the denominator. That's why in this equation, I got 2 and 3 in the denominator only. But when I come to the second question, here 2 and 3 both are in the numerator. Here 4 and 9 both are in the numerator. So that's why they are not in the denominator. They are in the numerator only. Hope this one is clear. When to put in the denominator, when to put in the numerator. Now here when I comes to equation 1 and 2, if you observe carefully, here I decided to eliminate A. So you may ask why you are taking A and B. If you want, you can take P and Q only, no problem. Okay, because here you are assuming. So you can assume PQ, XY, WO, any constant variables you can take. Now here I have, if equation 1 and 2, if you observe carefully, if I want to eliminate A, here the coefficient of A is 2A and here the coefficient is 4. So if I want to make the coefficients are same for A, just equation 1 has to be multiplied with 2. 2 to the 4A and this is also 4A. So that's why here I written multiply equation 1 with 2 on both sides. BS means both the sides. And equation 2 I am not doing anything because by multiplying equation 1 with 2, my coefficients of A are going to be same. That's why equation 2 I keep as it is. So it will come, if I multiply this with 2 on both the sides, 2 to the 4A plus 6B equals to 4. So here we have 4A plus 6B equals to 4. And equation 2 is 4A minus 9B equals to minus 1. So 4A minus 9B equals to minus 1. So equation 2 I kept as it is. I didn't change anything. So here 4A is positive. Even here also 4A is positive. So I have to interchange the signs here, which I have done. Plus 4A will become minus 4A. Minus 9B will become plus 9B. Minus 1 will become plus 1. So 4A minus 4A both will get cancelled. 6B plus 9B is going to be 15B. 4 plus 1 is going to be 5. Therefore, B value is 5 by 15, that is 1 by 3. Now you can substitute this B value in equation 1. What is your equation 1? 2A plus 3B equals to 2. So 2A, I kept 2A as it is. 2A here plus 3B. B value is 1 by 3 equals to 2. So just B value I substituted in equation 1. Now here you can see 3 and 3 both will get cancelled. You will left out with 1. So 2A plus 1 equals to 2. If I simplify this one, I get A value as 1 by 2. But what we assume A value I have taken as 1 by root x equals to 1 by 2. If I do reciprocal on both the sides, I'll get root x equals to 2. Maybe you can take cross multiplication here. 2 into 1 is 2. Root x into 1 is root x. So root x equals to 2. I want x value, so do square on both the sides. Root x whole square is x and 2 square is 4. Therefore, x value is going to be 4. And here B value I got it as 1 by 3. But B is nothing but 1 by root y equals to 1 by 3. Again, do the multiplication, cross multiplication. 3 into 1 is 3. Root y into 1 is root y. So root y equals to 3. If I do square on both the sides, root y whole square is going to be y only. And 3 square is going to be 9. So therefore, x value is 4 and y value is 9. So here also I use the elimination method because I feel the elimination method is much easier to solve this question. This one is clear for everyone? Okay. This question next, 1/4. So third question I left out that you can solve it. It's the 1/4 question. These are the two equations they are given. So what is in the denominator? X minus y is in the denominator and y minus 2 is in the denominator. So what I take is 1 upon x minus 1 as p and 1 upon y minus 2 as q. So your equations are going to be 5 times of p plus this 1 upon y minus 2, I'll take it as q only, 5p plus q equals to 2, and this one is going to be 6p minus 3q equals to 1. 5p plus q equals to 2 is the first equation, 6p minus 3q equals to 1 is the second equation. So here I left the question for you because by this time you must understood how to solve the equations by any of the method. Here you can use elimination, substitution, cross multiplication, any methods you can use. Okay, so I left it you homework. First solve these two equations. Anyone can tell me if I want to eliminate q here instead of p, what number I have to multiply and which equation I have to multiply, whether I have to multiply equation 1 or I have to multiply equation 2 by which number. Anyone?
Solving 3 and 4.
Yeah, multiply with 3. Which equation? Equation 1 has to be multiplied with 3.
1 and 2.
So here you see you have minus 3q, here only just q. So multiply entire equation 1 with 3. It will become 15p plus 3q equals to 6. So then solve for equation. You will get p and q value. Once you get p and q value, substitute here. Then you will get x and y values. Okay. So I'll leave it as a homework for you. Now next question, fifth question will come here. Question looks a little bit dangerous, but it is much easier to solve. You look at the here equation. You have 7x minus 2y upon xy equals to 5. 8x plus 7y upon xy equals to 15. Here what happens is xy is the denominator for 7x as well as 2y. Can I separate the denominator for both the terms? What do you mean by separate the denominator? Can we write this way? 7 upon xy minus 2y upon xy equals to 5, which is same as the above step only. If I take the LCM of this selected term, I'm going back to the previous step only, right? Now here also this term, I split the denominator like 8x upon xy plus 7y upon xy equals to 15. Everyone agree this is correct step? If you have a doubt, you take the LCM, you'll go back to the given question. Here LCM is going to be xy only. When the both the fractions have the same denominator, just you have to add or subtract the numerators. That's what we learned in the lower classes. Now look at this 7x upon xy. Any cancellations? X will get cancelled, both the numerator and denominator. So I left with 7 upon y. Here if I see 2y upon xy, any cancellations? Y will get cancelled, both numerator and denominator. I left with 2 upon x. So 7 upon y minus 2 upon x equals to 5. This 5 because constant 5 is here. And this is also how it will be reduced. In the first case, x and x will get cancelled. So 8 upon y plus 7 upon x equals to 15. Now here we know I'll take 1 upon y equals to p and 1 upon x equals to q. Then your first equation is going to be 7p minus 2q equals to 5. 7p minus 2q equals to 5. And this will be 8p plus 7q equals to 15. Here you are written 8p plus 7q equals to 15. So again, solving the equations. Now onwards, I'm going to leave the questions, solving them as a homework only. Okay, so it will become a revision for you as well as you will remember it. Can you solve these equations 1 and 2? So here none of the coefficients are same. You can eliminate p or you can eliminate q. If I want to eliminate q again, Any guess what should be multiplied with equation 1 and what should be multiplied with equation 2? Any answers?
Sir, 7 with equation 1 and 2 with equation
Right.
2.
7 multiply 7 with equation 1 and equation 2 will be multiplied with 2 because this will become 14q then, and here also it will become 14q. The signs are opposite. This is minus will be here, minus 14 will come. Here plus 14q will come. We no need to change the sign. Just you can cancel them directly. Okay. So you get p and q value, then you can find x and y values accordingly. Now I'll go to the, which one this question is? 5. So 6, 7 are given as homework only. You can try them. Now in the 8th question, look here. 1 upon 3x plus y plus 1 upon 3x minus y equals to 3 by 4. And here is 1 upon 2 times 3x plus y minus 1 upon 2 times 3x minus y equals to minus 1 upon 8. So what is the denominator term? 3x plus y is one denominator and 3x minus y is another denominator. Even here also 3x plus y and here also 3x minus y. So I have taken 1 upon 3x plus y as p and 1 upon 3x minus y as q. So denominator, whatever the xy terms are there, that is going to be our p and q terms. First term will be p and second term will be q. So first equation is going to be p plus q equals to 3 by 4. This is what my first equation. P plus q equals to 3 by 4. Now what about the second equation? You have 1 by 2 into 1 by 3x plus 1. Like we did in the first question, if you remember today's class first question. 2 is in the denominator. So that's why I'll get p by 2 minus. Here also 2 is in the denominator because my q is just 3x minus y only, 1 upon 3x minus y. But here if you observe the second equation, I have 1 upon 2 into 3x minus y. So the 2 will remain as it is in the denominator. So q upon 2 equals to minus 1 upon 8. If the second equation is clear, p upon 2 minus q upon 2 equals to minus 1 upon 8. Or do you want me to explain second time? Yes, good. Now here as usual, I'll go for LCM. Both the denominators are 2 and 2. So LCM is going to be 2 only here. If the denominators are same, just numerators will be subtracted. That is p minus q because minus sign is there. So they will be subtracted. So p minus q upon 2 equals to minus 1 by 8. Look here, the denominator here it is 2 and here the denominator is 8. So 2 will get cancelled in 8 4 times. 2 4 is 8, right? So finally this equation is going to be p minus q equals to minus 1 upon 4. Here 2 is missing because 2 is cancelling in 8 4 times. So that's why I got here minus 1 by 4. So this is going to be your equation number 2. Just I copied this equation number 1 as it is here. Okay. Equation 1 is p plus q equals to 3 by 4. So here I copied this p plus q equals to 3 by 4 as it is here. Now if I add them, this minus c, what do you mean here? Q has negative sign here. Q has positive sign here. When opposite signs are there, we are not going to change any signs for the below equation. If it have the same sign in the first equation, second equation, we change the signs. Here we are not going for the changing of the signs because they have the opposite signs, q. So plus minus q plus q, both will get cancelled. Here p plus p is going to be 2p. Here minus 1 by 4 plus 3 by 4. Minus 1 by 4 plus 3 by 4. 2p equals to, again here LCM is going to be 4 only because both the terms has the denominator as 4. Now numerator what do you get? Minus 1 plus 3. Minus 1 plus 3 which is 3 minus 1 which is going to be 2. So I have 2 by 4 2 by 4 is, if you want, you can write here, equals to 1 by 2. I have 2p equals to 1 by 2. Then p will go as 1 by 4. Because this multiplication 2 with p will come to the denominator here. Already denominator is 2. One more 2 is coming to the denominator. So 2 2 is 4. Now p value is 1 by 4. Substitute p value either in 1 or 2. So I am substituting in equation number 1 p value. So p value is 1 by 4 plus q equals to 3 by 4. Then q equals to, send this plus 1 by 4 to the right hand side. So it will become minus 1 by 4. So it will be 3 by 4 minus 1 by 4. Again LCM is 4. I'll get 3 minus 1, which is 2. So 2 by 4, which will be same as 1 by 2. So I got p value is 1 by 4. Q value is 1 by 2. But I know p value is going to be 1 by 3x plus 5, which is equals to 1 by 4. And q value is 1 by 2. But I know q is going to be 1 upon 3x minus y equals to 1 by 2. Again, take the reciprocal for both the equations. Here, if I take reciprocal, 1 by 3x plus y reciprocal is just 3x plus y. And 1 by 4 reciprocal is 4. And here also, take the reciprocal on both the sides. Or you can do the cross multiplication. 1 into 2 is 2. And 1 into 3x minus y is 3x minus y only. So 3x minus y equals to 2. Now here also this is plus y and this is minus y. Opposite signs. So still I am not going to change the signs here. So 3x plus 3x is 6x. Plus y minus y is 0. 4 plus 2 is 6. So 6x 6 equals to 6. Then x is going to be 1. So substitute this x value either this equation or this equation. Then you will get y value is also 1. So x value is 1 and y value is also 1. Okay. So these questions may be little bit, you may get confused. Be careful. If 2 is in the denominator, if any constant is in the denominator, that will be followed in the denominator only. If the constants are in the numerator, then the numerator constant will be followed. This one is understood? When we have to submit the homework of 3.6, I'll come to that one when you have to submit. Yeah, out of this, one more word problem we left out, the last type of word problem, which is work done by a people. This is the last type of question which we left out. 2 women, this is also exercise question only, which is question exercise 3.6, second question, second one. 2 women, 5 men. There are 2 women and 5 men can together finish the embroidery work in 4 days. So to finish the work, these 2 women and 5 men has to work 4 days, then the work will be finished. While 3 women and 6 men, means number of people are increasing. 1 woman is increased, one man is increased. So obviously number of days to finish the work has to be decreased, right? So can finish the work in 3 days. The people are increasing, so number of days has to be decreased. Now what is the question? Find the time taken by 1 woman alone to finish the work, and also that taken by 1 man alone. Instead of 2 women, 5 men, or instead of 3 women and 6 men, if 1 woman works, how many days she will take to finish the work? Or if only 1 man is working, how many days he will take to finish the work? Instead of these many people, if only one person is working, how many days he or she will take to finish the work? So here itself, the question is clear, what I have to take x and what I have to take y. Let the number of days taken by a woman is x days. For example, she will take x days to finish the work if she works alone, no one else is there. And number of days taken by a man alone is y days. That means if man works alone, then he'll take y days to finish the work. So I define what is x and I define what is y. X is number of days taken by a woman and y is number of days taken by a man. Now, if total days is taken by x, the work done by a woman in a day, in a single day. One woman, the work done by a one woman in a single day is going to be 1 by x, and work done by a single man in a day is going to be 1 by y. Here 1 I have taken as the whole work, will represent 1, and y is total number of days. So whole work upon total number of days will give me work done in a single day. Okay. For example, if I have 100 rupees, I want to distribute for 10 persons. So total amount upon number of persons, 100 upon 10, right? That's what we do. So here also, if I take 1 as the total work and x days one woman is taking, so work done per day will be 1 upon x. And similarly here also y days a man is taking. If I take 1 is the total work where man is done, and the number upon number of days will give me work done per day by one person. Now what happens here it is, now come to the question, 2 women and 5 men. One woman is doing the work, the amount of work is 1 by x, then 2 men will do 1 by x plus 1 by x, right? One woman is 1 by x, so then 2 women will be 1 by x plus 1 by x, which is going to be 2 by x. And 5 men means 1 man is 1 by y, then 5 men will be 5 by y, because 1 by y plus 1 by y, if I add 5 times, it is going to be 5 by y. If I add them, 2 by x plus 5 by y. So here I have written 2 into 1 by x, that is the 1 by x is per woman. There are 2 women, so 2 into 1 by x plus 1 in 5 into 1 by y. So by adding them, what do you get? 2 by x is the amount of work done by 2 women in a day plus amount of the work done by 5 men in a day will be equals to, now total days they are taken is 4 days, but here LHS is talking about 2 by x plus 5 by y. This is the work done in a day only. 2 men done in a day plus 5 women done in a day. So this LHS is the amount of work done in a day by these many people must be equals to, again 1 is the total work and 4 days they are taken. So it is going to be 1 by 4 for work done in a day. So I got 2 by x plus 5 by y will be equals to 1 by 4. And the second case is 3 women, 6 men in 3 days. So 3 women means 3 by x plus 6 men means 6 by y equals to 1 by 3. So 3 by x plus 6 by y equals to 1 by 3. Up to here, is it clear for everyone? How do we get these equations? Yes, students? Okay. Main thing is this work done by per day, that you have to understand. I think now we can solve. I'll take 1 by x as p, 1 by y as q. Then the first equation is going to be 2p plus 5q equals to 1 by 4. Then second equation is 3p plus 6q equals to 1 by 3. 3p plus 6q equals to 1 by 3. Then you can solve it them very easily. Okay, so I am leaving it as a homework for you. Solve for p and q and then solve for x and y. I think one of the student has given the answer also. Who is this? Vaibhav Sharma. X is 18, y is 36. Check that out whether the answer is right or wrong. Maybe he's completed that question. Okay, so this is the question. Yeah, now I'll come to this miscellaneous. I completed. Next 2 word problems are there that you can solve. First question is downstream and upstream question that we already discussed. Next, this is the distance traveled by train or car, that also we already discussed the type of question. You can solve it. Then You try this word problems also in the optional chapter. There are 2 questions I'll explain, which you face. I may extend for 10-15 minutes more this class. Do you have 2 o'clock any class? No, 1 o'clock you have a class. It's okay then. Let me take 5-10 minutes more. These 2 questions I'll explain. Ax plus by equals to c. 7th question, second one. And bx plus ay equals to 1 plus c. I have to solve this for equation for x value and y value. So what I have done here is I have taken the equations. See, till now, whatever the equations till today's class, you solve all the equations where x and y coefficients are numbers. Maybe it can be a natural number, it can be a rational number, it can be irrational number or decimal number, but it is a number. But if you observe these questions, here the x and y coefficients are not numbers, they are alphabets A, B, here it is B, A, and the constants are here it is C, and the second equation constant is 1 plus C. Now, how do you solve these equations for x value and y value? So here what happens, your x value, the value of x and the value of y, both are going to be in terms of A and B only. Now here again I use the elimination method only. I feel it is appropriate, or maybe you can use cross multiplication method also. Whichever you feel convenient for you, you can go for it. So I use the here elimination method I explained here. So I want to eliminate, for example, x here. Here x coefficient is A. In the second equation, x coefficient is B. Can anyone tell me? So I'll take first equation as equation 1 and second equation as equation 2. Now anyone can tell me what should I multiply equation 1 and what should I multiply with equation 2 so that x coefficient will remain same? Any guess? Multiply 1 with B, right, and equation 2 with A. Okay, just multiply equation 1 with B and equation 2 with A. So equation 1, if I multiply with B into AX, which is BAX, B into BY, which will be B square Y, because B into B is going to be B square. Now B into C, which is going to be BC. Equation 1 is multiply with B. Now equation 2 I have to multiply with A. If I multiply with A, it is going to be A into BX, which is ABX, A into AY, which is going to be A square Y, A into 1 plus C. So A into 1 is A into C is AC. Now here it is BAX, here it is ABX, BA or AB, it is same only. I got the x coefficients are same. They have the same sign. This is also plus. Equation 2 is also plus. So what I do is I change the signs. Plus will become minus. Here also plus A square Y will become minus A square Y. Plus A will become minus A. Plus AC will become minus AC. So both the x terms will get cancelled. What you left out here, B square Y minus A square Y. So here I written B square Y minus A square Y equals to this BC minus A minus AC. So BC minus A minus AC. What you can do here is you can take Y common from both the terms. Yes, we can take Y common from both the terms. So if I take Y common, what do you get? Y times B square minus A square equals to BC minus A minus AC. So therefore y equals to this B square minus A square is in the product of y when it comes to after equality. So that will go to the denominator. So therefore y value is BC minus A minus AC upon B square minus A square. Okay. One way is, now we got y value. To get the x value, I suggest you simplest way. Again, you take equation 1 and 2, multiply equation 1 with A, and multiply equation 2 with b and solve for x. The steps, however, we have done here for y value, the way we have done. Another way is you have to substitute y value either in equation 1 or in equation 2. So I have done the difficulty step here, but I suggest you not to go by this way. My personal opinion is here I multiply how I solve for y value here. Again, you take the equation 1 and 2, multiply 1 with a, multiply 2 with b, so that y terms will be eliminated. You get the x value very simplest way. Now see, if I substitute y value in equation 1, what will happen? Equation 1 is ax plus by. So ax plus b, in place of y, I substitute y value is equals to c. Now what will happen here is this b will multiply with each and every term in the numerator. So b into bc, which will be b square c, b into a, ab, b into ac, which will be bac will come. So I written as abc upon b square minus. Now I keep ax on the after equality only, before equality, and send this entire term, which is plus, to the after equality. So it is going to be as minus term. So c minus this one. Now here it is c minus some fraction is there. So I'll go for LCM. If I go for the LCM, here c denominator is 1 only, because c you can write as c upon 1. If you want, let me write here, so that when you take the LCM, you will not get confused. So c, any number you can write as number upon 1, no problem. Now c I written as c upon 1. So LCM is going to be b square minus y a square. So I written denominator is b square minus a square in the denominator. Now c will be multiplied with b square minus a square. So c multiply with b square minus a square. Here minus sign is there. So here also I kept minus sign between the two terms. Then b square, this numerator term, entire term, I kept here the entire numerator term as it is. I didn't change anything. Now next step, what you do is just open the bracket. C into b square is cb square. C into a square, ca square. This minus is in the bracket, outside the bracket. So each and every term in this bracket are going to change the sign. So minus into b square c is minus b square c. Then minus into minus ab, which is going to be plus ab. Minus into minus abc, which is going to be plus abc. Now if you see any cancellations, s. Here you see the first term, this is cb square. And the third term, this is also cb square, b square c, or cb square, both are same. And with the opposite signs, plus and minus, so both the terms will get cancelled. Now what you left out here, minus ca square plus ab plus abc. So I written whatever the left out terms here. Now if you observe all the three terms in the numerator, you can take a common from every term. Here also a term is there, here also a term is there, here also a term is there. So take the a term common. What do you get? If I take out of a square, one a is going out. So one more a will be left. This is minus ca. So minus ca. Out of ab, a is taken out. So b will be left. Out of abc, a is taken out. So bc will be left out. I think that is the meaning of taking common. Now here you have ax equals to a times of this upon b square minus a square. You can cancel a on both the sides. Therefore, x equals to this bracket term minus ca plus b plus bc upon b square minus a square. So this is the value of x. So these questions are little bit, you have to be master, or you have to be very good at LCM with the negative signs, opening the brackets, then only you can solve it. Otherwise you make many mistakes. Okay. And the last question, if I come, fourth question, a minus b into x plus a plus b into y equals to a square minus 2ab minus b square. And the second equation is this one. So first equation I kept as it is here. I didn't make any changes. whatever is given, I kept it here as it is, and you can call this as maybe equation 1. In the second equation, if you see a plus b into x plus y, so I open up the bracket. So a multiply with x plus y, sorry, this way I multiply. A plus b will multiply with x, so that I written as a plus b into x. Then again a plus b will multiply with y, so a plus b into y equals to, here a square plus b square is there, so I have written here a square plus b square as it is. Now look here, y term is a plus b into y. Here also y term is a plus b into y. So just I have to change the sign. Signs are changed here, denominator below. All the positive terms are becoming negative. Now y term will get cancelled. Now what you left out here, a minus b into x minus a plus b into x. So that's what you are written here, a minus b into x minus a plus b into x equals to, here what will be left? These terms will come as it is, a square minus 2ab plus b square. So I written a square minus 2ab plus b square, sorry, minus b square as it is. Now if I come to here, this will be minus a square minus b square. So here I put minus a square minus b square. Now in the LHS, I open this bracket, a into x, sorry, a into x will be ax, minus b into x is minus bx, then minus a into x is going to be minus ax. Now minus into minus plus, sorry, minus into plus is minus, b into x is minus bx, and here any terms are getting cancelled, as a square term minus a square term, both will get cancelled. You have minus 2ab, so I kept minus 2ab, and one more term you have here is minus b square as well as minus b square, which is going to be minus 2b square. Now if you look into the LHS side, is there any cancellations? Yes, ax and minus ax both will get cancelled. You left out with minus bx, again minus bx, which is be minus 2bx equals to, now from these two terms, can you take anything common? Yes, we can take minus 2b is there in both the terms. So minus 2b I have taken common. So after taking minus 2b, here just a will be left out, and here 1b will be left out. So I left out with a plus b. So minus 2b both will get cancelled. Therefore x equals to a plus b. Now substitute this x value either in equation 1 or equation 2. I substituted in equation number 2. Now if I put x value as a plus b here, already you have one a plus b, multiply with again x value as a plus b, so it is going to be a plus b whole square. So here I put a plus b whole square, and whatever the other terms in the equation 2 I kept as it is. Now a plus b whole square identity, I think everybody knows, a square plus b square plus 2ab, then a plus b into y equals to a square plus b square. This terms I kept as it is. Now here it is a square plus b square. If I bring to the right hand side, it will become minus a square minus b square. So plus a square minus a square plus b square minus b square, both will get cancelled. I left with 2ab plus a plus b into y equals to 0. Then a plus by equals to this plus 2ab will come as minus 2ab this time. Therefore y equals to minus 2ab upon a plus b. So this is what x and y value, and this is how you solve this type of questions. Okay, I know it will be a little bit difficult, but you have to practice. No other option. Okay. So anyone else has any other doubts?